Hey everybody, it's Annette. Getting ready to go do my Sunday evening workout. So that way I will go in with some happy endorphins this week and have some stress relief before we start the stress. um, yeah, we'll have a conversation about that at another time, how working out helps with the happy endorphins. And I'll probably either have to find another class or something to go to Tuesday because we're not going to have the hot yoga Tuesday. So Tuesday is definitely a good night for me to go because closer to the end of the week, I start getting tapped out between work and then coming home and then taking care of everything outside and hot as Satan's butt crack and all of the above. But what I want to talk to you about today, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off without my little tripod holding on to this, because when I get righteously, I don't know if it's anger or irritated about something, or trying to be a warrior, justice warrior for something. I want to fling those hands around and start bobbing that head. So I don't know what you're gonna get, but we're gonna roll with it. Okay, so AI got me again. I'm listening to. I was wanting to hear some music, doing some stuff around the house, wanting to listen to some music, and I see a little Enya symbol. I could tell it was like really artsy and decorated, which, I mean, you've seen some of her videos and some of the other things that she's done. You know, there's sometimes some of those computer graphics that are being used in the videos and stuff like that. So that didn't raise any alarms. And then the other part was it was going to be an 8-minute song. And it was a song I never heard about called Miracles. Okay. And I'm like, let me back up a little bit. Anybody who knows me at all knows I am a huge Enya fan. For years, many years, I have followed that talented, brilliant, most beautiful music of that woman. She is like just my inspiration. I love her music. It's so soothing. It will calm. If it doesn't calm anybody down, then I don't know what's wrong with people. But I love her music. I just found out a couple of years ago too, maybe not even a couple of years ago, because I'm like, everybody's coming out and doing these tours, these best of all these artists who have not put anything new out for a while, but because they're icons in their own right, they're coming back and doing tours, even though they're older. And I don't know how old Enya is. Enya is very mysterious and private, and I respect that in her. I mean, her music and her voice and her talent and songwriting speak for themselves. She doesn't need to go out and make an impression, and I like so many things about her and respect so many things about her. Okay, so back to my point. I see a little thumbnail Enya song Miracles, 8 minutes. I'm like, that's kind of long for an Enya song, but it could happen. And have my earphones in, and I'm like, it was beautiful. It was extraordinary. It was some of the most beautiful music I'd heard, and it sounded like Enya. And then I'm like, ooh, because I wasn't recognizing it. She's got a new CD. I'm starting to get my technology mixed up. She's got a new CD. So minimize YouTube. Go into Google. Miracles. New song Miracles. What CD is that off of? And because I was ready to buy it, I did not care that I didn't know what any of the other songs were. I'm like, Enya has come out with something new after all this time. I want to buy that CD. I want to have that CD. So I go looking, and it says, Enya did have a song titled Miracle, but the word was in Latin, miraculium. I don't know Latin, y'all help me out. Okay, so there was one, but it was in Latin. It was the word miracle, but it was in Latin. So it was also on a CD I already had. I'm like, that is bizarre. I don't want the one with the Latin name. I want the one with the English name. I want to know what her new CD is. And the one that the Miracles song was on, the one that said Miracles, not in Latin. In Latin. I'm getting so confused, y'all. It was produced on one of her Christmas CDs. I think it said 2015. And I'm like, this is odd. This is odd. And then it was like hitting me. Please God, no. Please God, no. And I go to look, and drilling down on the description of said video, they have a way now to clone voices and to use that person's voice. And I don't know the legalities of this. This is kind of getting in a weird area. Music and the instruments and the composing were all AI. But before that, what led me down that rabbit hole was that number one, I couldn't find it. And then number two, while I was doing my great hunt for the new CD, I'm hearing another song come in on the heels of that. Or I thought it was still in the middle of the 8-minute song. And it was Enya. And I knew it was Enya. And I know that song because it's on one of her older CDs. I'm like, oh no, you did not. You did not just play and copyright infringe some of Enya's music. So I'm like, okay, you can't go over more than, 10, 15 seconds on it. At one time, it was 15 seconds. Using somebody else's work in your work. Typically, it's a sitcom where they use or a movie where they use a very small bleep of somebody's song, but you're allowed so many seconds, and then after that, you better pony up some money or you are going to get slapped with copyright infringement. So I'm like, I've got to call Enya at the castle. Copyright infringement, copyright infringement. So I turned my phone back on and realized it had gone on to the next song. And I was like, okay, this is not in the same song, but that first song was really, really good. And so, yeah. It was AI. The song called Miracles, about an 8-minute song. It's got the harp, it's got all the ethereal instruments in there. The Enya voice. And I thought it was Enya. And I know me some Enya. They had cloned her voice. So I don't know, number one, what's that's going to mean from a legal standpoint. How can you legally clone someone else's voice and put it on a song unless you're not selling that song? I don't know. This is all new laws and technology and stuff they still probably haven't even figured out. I was ready to call that dang castle. But the thing is that if AI can do that, and then the other thing that was making me kind of mad, I couldn't stop listening to it. It was so beautiful. It was beautiful. And I'm like, this is fake, but I can't stop myself. Such a beautiful song. But what that brings me back to, I even started, going on a rant about this is like, what is this going to mean for songwriters, for musicians, and for composers? It literally had taken everything that would make a song that would take a songwriter, a composer, vocalist, and all the other background, the layered echo songs. Enya has so many layers in what she records that she does not perform live. They can't replicate that live, which was a big disappointment because I was like wanting to see Enya before, it's too late, because a lot of these artists are coming back. Sorry, I hit my mic again. My motorcycle, sorry. I'm getting ready to go work out. So yeah, I learned that she doesn't tour because it's so they can't replicate that. They can't even come close to what they need to get the Enya experience in a live thing. And then she's a very private person. But I have to wonder how this gray area, this questionable area, is going to be addressed. How that's going to end up in the legal system, how that's going to have to be worked out in some way, shape, or form, because you're taking somebody else's voice, making a beautiful song using their voice. I could kind of maybe give them some grace if they had used another woman's voice, or even someone who sounds like Enya. No, they cloned her voice, and it said it was a technology. So that really kind of freaked me out, because AI is already creeping me out. And you think about all the things it's taken over, all the people who are getting laid off. And if you're like me, you have a tendency to think well, it's distribution or some of these tech things where people are just doing repetitive tasks and they're getting AI to do it, because AI has not evolved yet, I thought, to the point where a lot of different careers are in jeopardy. And you have the human component of medical people, skilled laborers, different types of job skills and strengths that would not be, to me, I thought, threatened by AI. This kicked it up a whole new level of things to be concerned about, because where's the creativity, and how's that going to affect the creativity of people who, that's what they do. Each of us have been given different gifts. Some of us can sing, some of us can sing very badly around the house while cleaning the house and off key. But people who sing, people who compose these pieces, and then the instruments that go behind there are so many people who have God-given talents. And then you got this AI coming in an area I wasn't even thinking about that. I knew that some music would be fake. I never dreamed about the cloning of a voice and being allowed thus far to get away with it. So, Enya, honey, if you hear this from your castle, and I don't know what kind of Wi-Fi you got in that beautiful place, this is Sister looking out for you, girlfriend. Somebody cloned your voice, using a cloning system, made a song and used your picture on it, and it's not you. And I'm a big fan, and I was ready to fight for you, lady. I was ready just to let you know. Oh God, oh yeah. I opened up my phone and yeah, let's look at Enya's in my contacts. So it's concerning. It's really concerning now that it's going way faster than I anticipated. I'm sure there will be good things to it, but again, I have to wonder, what? I'm sorry, my neck's tickling and I keep hitting my mic. What is that going to mean for the rest of us who are either writers, musicians, composers? I mean, pick your line of work. They're going to try to throw AI in there, and then what are we going to be good for? It's kind of scary, and we're created by God. We're fearfully and wonderfully made by God. So at what point are humans going to get squeezed out of everything, and then you're dealing with something fake. I'm tired of fake voices on the other line on a phone. When I hear another person on a phone for either calling the doctor's office, the dentist office, I want to talk to a human, okay? And these assistants, these little things where you go on there and you don't want to wait on hold, so you get a little, private chat thing and get some assistance on that. 9 out of 10, it's just giving you like these pre-programmed answers, and we all know that. And then you're going through all that answering these questions to something that you know is not real. There's no human connection whatsoever. And then you're finally, because it is AI, they're bouncing you to a real human because it can't fix the problem. But look how advanced it's getting. So I encourage you to support your genuine artists, singers, songwriters, especially your local ones. There's some really talented local artists. But Enya, I am still amazed and inspired by you. Your CDs have been with me over the years, and your voice is so beautiful, and I love Enya, and I have micromanaged my funeral and memorial service enough to where there's going to be Enya looping in the background, but it's not going to be AI Enya. So I'm going to shut up now, get a good workout in, and go to work tomorrow, and hopefully have some happy endorphins to carry me through a Monday. And I'll talk to y'all later. Tell me what you think. This is just so weird and frustrating and aggravating and all of it at the same time. Love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.